Do you want to know how much money has gone missing in the state of California? $24 billion. B as in boy. This was supposed to have helped homelessness. Where did it all go? Who are the players involved? Does Gavin Newsom even know what is happening in his state? And this man has ambitions to become the president. Well, we're going to unravel the whole thing for you. A small request to all of you to please like this video, and if you have not already subscribed to our channel, kindly do so. Here we go. Massive scandal in California. $24 billion that was supposed to have helped homelessness has gone missing. There was an audit report that came in April 2024 that says how this money has gone missing, it has not been traced, and people don't know where it has gone. Well, there are a few clues, of course. There are always clues, there are always breadcrumbs that one can pick up to see where it all leads to. Well, real estate is a prime example where you can fudge. Remember the $700 toilet seat that 𝗏𝗏 sold to the United States Army? Well, you get the hint. So what happened in this case is going to blow your mind. So here is what happened. The homelessness projects were inflated beyond comparison. $145 million for 407 housing units and $150 million for a further 270 housing units. How is it even possible? Because if you look at what it costs per unit, and these are all very, very modest size units with very small area, it blows your mind. It's like the cost it takes to build ultra luxury condominiums or ultra luxury flats. So where did the money go? So this is basically inflating the price and trying to write it off as legit expense. Is that what happened? Well, read on. So these are not something that you would see in your normal day-to-day life. Sure, cost of living is expensive in San Francisco. In fact, California, in the bigger cities, San Francisco, the Bay Area, the LA, some areas of LA, San Diego is also a very expensive place. So these are all the expensive cities in California. The others are not far behind, but these are in a league of their own. So we get that point. So how did it happen? Well, there is a company, 𝗟𝗏𝗄𝐶 Investment Corporations. The 𝗟𝗏𝗄𝐶 Investment Corporation emerges as a recurring theme in many of these housing projects. So 147 and 125 million. Who is behind 𝗟𝗏𝗄𝐶 Investment Corporation? Usually, whenever you have this company involved, there's unusually high building costs, and it's something that is hard to explain how they can charge so much in a project that is supposed to be very modest in terms of lot size and flat size. So who are these people? 𝗟𝗏𝗄𝐶 Investment Corporation. It's no surprise. It's incorporated in Cayman Islands, tax purposes. Then it is founded by two brothers. It is headquartered in Carlsbad, California. Carlsbad is somewhere halfway between LA and San Diego. I don't have the exact location, but it's somewhere in the middle of that. And there's a famous mines there, Carlsbad Mines. And this is founded by Jim Schmidt and Charles Schmidt, and these are the two brothers, and Charles Schmidt is the current CEO. What happened was, you can start looking at where did the money get inflated. Suspicious property transactions. In 2016, the headquarters sold for $3.5 million with a $3.15 million finance. So just get this thing. People who are buying it were paying less than what, $350,000 for the headquarters building? How is it even possible? Who was willing to finance so much? In 2023, another transaction that was recorded at an undisclosed price with a $68 million loan financed by the San Diego Housing Authority. In one of the courses that I did at MIT, we were trying to sell bonds to San Diego City. In other words, we are trying to give a concept for the San Diego City to sell bonds for the construction of a new baseball stadium that they were planning at that point of time. And we said that that could be put on a blockchain, because then people who can't afford, to buy the bond, face value was quite high, that they could basically group together and each one of them would be a node on the blockchain. So everybody knows where the money is coming from. Everybody knows where their ownership is going. You understand, blockchain comes to anything. So we were trying to do a project. This is a white paper, a proposal that we did. We even did some sample coding and all that stuff. It was part of a course I did at MIT for blockchain. But the bigger picture here is San Diego is always trying to float such things, and it's one surprise after another. This building now appears to be owned by 13th and Broadway CICLP, a shell company of 𝗟𝗏. So 𝗟𝗏 is a parent company. Then it starts creating this shell company. Standard money laundering, standard obfuscation practices to not pay taxes, to try and exploit some loophole in the tax law. Nothing illegal, at least at this point of time. Of course, if you try to figure out that how is it that a particular component is costing so much, that's when the details will start coming out, and then we'll know what is what. Now, questions arise about the property's value skyrocketing nearly 20 times in 7 years. See, property value going up, it is something like a rising tide lifting all the boats. So in other words, if a particular locality starts growing in value, there will be 2 or 3 reasons. First of all, it will be like it's priced to attract a good upscale buyer. Then they have good schools. Then they have a good marketplace or areas, or it could be on the along the beach. But what happens is, if just one particular property goes up 20 times, I mean, real estate in California, even though it is expensive, it's not going up more than 3 to 4% a year across the California. It doesn't go up beyond that. How can something go up 20 times? 20 times, that's 2000% in 7 years. It's just mind-blowing. So somewhere somebody was fudging the numbers. Who is that? The San Diego Housing Authority is acting as a corporation's financier. So why would the San Diego Housing Authority feel it was so valuable that it was willing to give money and value it at such a high valuation? What exactly is the reason? Here is the suspicious property transaction. You have to use TV monitor to read it, but I encourage you to read it, because these are all ways in which our taxpayer money is being wasted. Remember, the bigger number is $24 billion. Now, what emerges is that this company, 𝗟𝗏, has links with the mayor of San Diego. No surprise, Todd Garcia. Now, why is it? He's a major donor. 𝗟𝗏's CEO, Schmid, is a major donor to Mayor Todd Gloria's campaign. Gloria was the chair of San Diego's Budget and Finance Committee at the time. Concerns arise over a possible quid pro quo. I finance your mayoral campaign. In exchange, you give me something, you arrange for a loan, which is again taxpayers' money. Now, if you look at these are the data here, the actual data of how much he contributed. You can zoom in and you can take a look at it. So, what are the national implications? So, how does this imply for the rest of the people, right? 𝗟𝗏 investments activities are not limited to San Diego or California. See, this is the thing. Once you have successfully created a template, then you take the template and then copy, replace, and start putting it across the United States. UCC filings and liens reveal a troubling financial trail nationwide. So this is not just a California problem. This is a United States problem. The above details highlight the systemic misuse of public funds in housing projects across the United States. So they perfected the model in California, then they started distributing it, propagating it across the United States. What are the details? How do we arrive at this conclusion? So we're going to share some data with you. I hope you've already liked this video. We've got a few more slides to go, but you need to get to the bottom of it. I'm hoping that the Trump administration will do a detailed investigation, and you will find that a lot of politicians' pockets have become padded with this. Does it go all the way up to Gavin Newsom? We don't know. Or are there any other Democrats who are in on the take? We don't know. How about the Republicans? We don't know. All questions that need to be answered. There has to be transparency and oversight in such project, which is sorely missing here. So in conclusion, who has the involvement here? Who has benefited from this? All these are questions that need to be answered, and I'm hoping that one more thing for the Trump administration to take a look at, because it is $24 billion of the taxpayer money that is at stake. My blood boils because I pay my taxes, and I'm sure you, the person who is viewing, if you are a taxpayer to the United States, your blood should boil too, and you should demand that the United States government get to the bottom of this. Biden, you have wreaked havoc on this country as well as on the world. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click on the bell button for notifications. Namaskar.